What's up, Go to Ones? Frank from the Go to Guild here, checking out 8 startups. We are going to do website teardowns. I'll try to do these a little bit faster than normal so you guys can get through it, but giving feedback on the websites, homepages of 8 different companies and seeing things they're doing well, things they might want to improve. Hopefully it helps you if you're at those companies, but if not, hopefully you get to see some interesting ways people do their pages, communicate what they do. If you're interested in doing more in-depth analysis of your company's product marketing, this is what we do at Go to Guild. So go to gotoguild.com. You can book a time to talk to me. We do customer feedback interviews for you on your behalf, and then take that into product insight and create new pages, landing pages, comparison pages, solution pages, all that kind of good stuff, and turn the interviews into testimonials. So let's start off with Immersfy, something like that. And what do we got? Prompt, not prompt. Script to storyboard in minutes, not hours. Craft compelling storyboards in the most efficient way using Immersfy. Interesting. So you have a little preview, I guess. I guess this is the ending storyboard. I was expecting to see text and then converting it to a storyboard, but this is something I actually played with a lot. I created a little system to go from my idea. If I have like a 2-sentence idea of a vertical video I wanted to do, it would create a script. Take that script, chop it up into segments, and each segment would get put through other algorithms or other APIs in order to create images and essentially create a storyboarded video. So this is something interesting to me because it's something I basically worked on. The page is very bare. Seems like this is just a landing page that was specifically just put up pretty quickly, so it doesn't give me the assurance. It's kind of a weird thing. It doesn't give me assurance that this is like a full company. It's like when a company has built out, their press pages and feature pages and all those things, it gives you a little bit more security. But that's just a thing that is an easy way to differentiate a company that's been around for a while for one that just started up. So it's something you could use to your advantage if you're a small company. Description makes sense. The image doesn't really communicate this like script to storyboard concept. And this probably could be bigger and on the side because the storyboard is really the hero of this thing. But it does describe what they do, so it's not like it's confusing. So we are going to give Immersfy, let's give them 6.8. I just don't feel like it is enough to give me a 7.0. But decent copy. For the rest of the page, let's see what it's got. Convert script to compelling storyboards in minutes, not hours. What is this? Oh, this is a product hunt follow thing. Okay. Picture script for ad. For film. I don't know what that means. Reiterate frames with ease. Context consistency. Can we see some examples? FAQ on the homepage.
That one there was a violation.
No FAQs on homepages. It's a little bit lazy. Yeah, this is a page they just put up because they needed to put a page up and get a couple users. To be honest, I feel like you probably should show more of what a script looks like. If I was working with them, I would have an interactive section in the top. Maybe it shows, 3 different combinations of inputs to a script and how that affects a storyboard, so people can imagine storyboards in the way that they might do it themselves. The features on this are important, and I think it's control over craft, full control over storytelling craft. from scene composition with powerful editing tools. Okay. And I guess this is the overall reason why you want to do this. If you have a script, it's more compelling to have a storyboard instead of just a script. Okay. I mean, I think that story could be told a little bit better. There's social proof that's needed. There's features and kind of the UX experience that needs to be talked about a little bit more. So the page is pretty short. I got to give it like a 6.5 because I kind of understand what the product is, but doing it in like a FAQ is just not going to convert people. Yeah, and I'd want to hear from somebody in the business, or find out if you or the founders are in the business. Why are you starting this company? It's one of the things that's missing from most websites. Why should we care that you're doing this? And why should we trust you in particular to do this really well and protect our interests and understand the nuances of the business? So that's it. Check out Immersfy. They are on Product Hunt, so give them an upvote. Next up, we're checking out Trustloop, AI-powered feedback and reputation management. Okay, so let's give it a visit. Boost conversion rates and product referrals. Feedback and reputation management built for tech, powered by AI. Boost conversion rates and product referrals. This is a very emotionless hero. It's just kind of the shortest way of describing what they do as directly as possible. So this goes to the other end of the spectrum. I feel like you need a little bit of emotion and why, and what using this product makes you feel like. And you also need a little bit of what you do. I usually like the combination of a header that is more emotional or mission driven, and then a tagline that is more direct. Boost conversion rates and product referrals through feedback and reputation management. I don't know. That's just not describing what it is exactly. Build social proof by capturing 3 times more positive reviews. Okay. So it helps you get more feedback. Okay. Okay. Reputation management. This is the product. This is like the side effects from getting good reviews, which, okay, I get it, but it's just described in such a blunt way. I just feel like there's a more clear, it's like gather feedback. Feedback and reputation management is just like, it's like an incomplete sentence. Like this, I'd rather start here. Build social proof by capturing 3 times more positive reviews on Trustpilot, Capterra, G2. And then the next question is how does that work? So hero wise, Trustloop, I don't know. I guess you can count that this section below the build social proof thing kind of saved it, but it's still like a 6.9. I don't feel like it's not as descriptive enough. Like I couldn't leave, if I left the page at this point, I wouldn't really know how to describe this to anybody, right? So, all right, let's see. Check out this rest of the page.
Reviews are the bedrock of any business's reputation, but it can be a bit of a catch-22 when it comes to getting user feedback.
Okay.
User feedback drives product improvement. Product improvement drives positive reviews. This can often be a closed loop, but Trustloop solves this problem for you.
Okay.
Get actionable feedback for your tech product while capturing positive reviews in the same go, helping you to improve your product and your reputation exponentially. Here's how it works. Create a beautiful survey in seconds.
Okay.
Add a widget to your site with just 2 lines of code, or send users to your own custom review landing page.
Okay.
Trustloop captures all responses internally, and when they have something nice to say, Trustloop directs them to the review site of your choice. Sit back and watch the positive reviews pour in and gain actionable insights while your trust rating goes up. Start for free today.
Okay, so it's surveys. Now okay. That's the first time I saw like survey as part of it. So, yeah, it's just not being described at the top very clearly. Accelerate product market fit. Get public positive reviews. Okay. So real intuitive and smooth. Direct positive reviewers to share feedback publicly. Okay. So I'm seeing this. I want to see the user experience. Yeah, with these things, I don't know why somebody is going to go through a ton of effort to post their review on like 5 different pages. Like, why does the user care? Like, what's the incentive for them to actually go and do that? There's just because they like you. Because the thing they care about is having a better product, and unless you're incentivizing them with something, I don't see people just like popping up and doing that. So that's more of a product thing. Pricing $27 a month, 50 reviews a month. It's decently pricey. Yeah, I think just the visual format of this page needs to change. This is like a very basic thing. Like, I think the GIFs are pretty good. They've got a good sense of pace and zooming in at the right time. This is like very, I don't know, this is like painful for some reason to look at. Maybe it's the icons they're using or something. Just like the page needs a little bit of a overhaul. Okay, these are just different links to different parts of the page. For this page, I'd probably give it also like a 6.8. There's no social proof of people using it. There are a ton of survey tools. That's kind of the problem with a lot of startups these days. There's so much competition because everybody is playing around the same themes. So this is something that you have to find a way to stand out, show that it's this like 3x thing. Like, you gotta qualify that somehow. But yeah, Trustloop, they are also on Product Hunt today, so give them an upvote. Trustloop.Hero. Check them out. Next up, we have Sol. Brighten your spirit with a daily dose of goodness. Oh man, definitely need that after my car broke down. All right, your daily dose of goodness. Tap into more joy and fulfillment in your life with the number one, for real,
come on, don't bullshit me,
number one spiritual and mental health app in the US. Oh man, so they got some app previews. They have a lot of them. A lot of them are very text heavy. Some of them are repeated, I'm seeing. Yeah, I guess there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then they repeat. I think it would probably be better if they had one big one. Also, I usually like a left side and a right side so you can see it all in one go and you're done at the hero, because especially for apps, people could just click this and download it, or at least send the link to themselves. Yeah, I think it gives the purpose to tap into more joy and fulfillment. Number one spiritual and mental health app in the US. I still don't know what it is. When I read this description, it says brighten your day with daily dose of goodness. I thought it would be like Upworthy or something like that. And the description, receive daily inspiration. So maybe that's part of it. Maybe this is affirmations. Maybe this is breathing. I don't know. could be a bunch of different things, and these things I cannot make heads or tails of what they are. One is something chat, something horoscope. Yeah, it's like very unclear what this means. Like the higher purpose is there, but the actual implementation details are still lacking. So this is another 6.7. Actually a 6 point. I give it a 6 point. Yeah, 6.7. Let's check out the rest of the page. What do we need to see?
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
I want to understand what the core piece of content is here. My hunch is that it's a lot of different things, which means that each thing feels less useful or important. So it's not like I'm going to this app to do this one thing. So yeah, I hope they find a way to focus in on the key features. And yeah, I'm curious of the cost. Discover your true self. Explore the world with a large selection of spiritual practices. Okay, what are we talking about? Find your kindred spirits. Check your compatibility with others and connect with supportive community of like-minded seekers. I still don't know what this app does. Explore real wellness, from affirmations to Zen meditations. There we go. Explore modern ancient practices that can have a profound impact on your well-being. Cool. They're using these like AI images, which I really don't like anymore. And I love AI art. I've done a bunch myself. I've played around with Stable Diffusion, ton, and Midjourney and all that, but I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't hit. Doesn't hit anymore when you've seen too much of it. From affirmation to Zen meditations, explore modern ancient practices that can have a profound impact on your well-being. What the experts say. Okay, who are these experts?
Deep in my heart, I know that soul is what our world needs right now.
Well, I think one of the great things about soul is the ability for every individual to be able to explore their own spirituality on their own path and to be able to take it in whatever direction they feel it may ultimately be beneficial for them.
Sol, this wonderful app, which is celebrating all of the skills of how to develop the mind and spirit. And soul, actually, it's showing all the things that you could use to learn from all of the traditions.
Something like soul is thrilling to me.
I'm excited about what might be. I mean,
that's about as much as I'm probably gonna watch because it's kind of repetitive. I don't know who these people are. They have some social proof in there, which might work. I would have to research these people. It's not off the bat hitting for me. So I mean, it definitely seems like a good, well-produced video. So it's definitely a positive part of this page. They have an FAQ on the homepage, which y'all already know.
That one there was a violation.
Is just, I don't like FAQs. FAQs are a lazy way of explaining what you do. You should find a more cohesive, integrated way to do that. That's why we have websites in the first place. I'm an atheist. Would I use Sol? Cool. That is an important question. The page is kind of short. It's not a lot on the page. I don't know what this #1 spiritual mental health app is. This app is kind of a mystery. Affirmations, Zen meditations. So if those are two things that you care about, maybe I'd sign up for it so you can get some affirmations and Zen meditations. Otherwise, I have no clue what this app does. So if I was redoing this page, I would break it out and to show the depth of spiritual practices that they help with, because most likely people have specific ones they're looking for, and they want to see what that experience is doing it. I'm sure if you check out some of like the breathing apps, what is it called? Why am I forgetting? Thinking of Headspace or Calm. And what good websites do in general is make people experience this joy and fulfillment as quickly as possible. So when Calm does a commercial, it's literally just 30 seconds countdown, and it's some, rain falling in a rainforest. It's like, this is your 30 seconds a piece. And I'm like, wow, that felt really good. Is this how I feel when I use the app? Let me check out the app. Sol could do this just as easily. Whatever part of their spiritual practice that works really well, give people a preview right here. Have them experience it right on the page. Especially if they have a whole bunch of different things, people can at least see how it would work. So I think that's kind of core to this page. And my hunch is some of these questions, I'm sure these questions come up. I don't think somebody is coming to Sol and asking them, how can I be more spiritual? I just don't believe that's a real, like, if you're going to do a FAQ, which you can put FAQs on your page, like, it has to really be a frequently asked question. Like, it really has to be something, not what you think people are going to ask you. I think that's a mistake I see a lot. People just throw questions in there that are clearly answered on the page, so you're just wasting screen real estate. But I digress. So Sol, we're going to give it a 6.8. Yeah, 6.8 on the page. Check out Sol. They're also on Product Hunt today. Normal upvotes. Next up, Tella Premium. Never share a Loom page again. Ooh.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
I don't know what Loom did to y'all. Your brand, your videos. What? If I leave the page now, your brand, your videos. Would I get what that is? Branding, custom domains, analytics, and more. This is the same thing that Trustloop does with their copy. It's just like I don't know. It's just listing things. Like, it's not a real sentence. Tella Premium is an extension of your business. I don't know what that means. Your brand, your videos, branding, custom domains, analytics, and more. Tella Premium is an extension of your business. These all seem like non sequiturs. Yeah. I'm guessing it's probably like a custom. I don't know what that Loom thing is throwing me off. I guess if you have like a explainer video on your page, you want it to be a branded, like you can do a custom video page or something. I don't know if it's a video player that's customized that is branded to you. I don't know. This is like, it's not really making any sense to me. Maybe if I go through the page, I can understand more, but I got to give it like a 6.5 on the Hero.
Damn! I'm sorry.
Let's see if the rest of the page can redeem it. Like, nobody's hitting buy now. Nobody is hitting buy now. At this point, you got to describe it. You got to show what this is about. So let's see. Custom play button. This is pretty nice. Custom CTA buttons. Add your color scheme. Oh, this is more of like a Wistia competitor, not a Loom competitor. So you can add your custom logo. I love the tooltips here. Custom play button. Color scheme. Light, dark. Or this is like a Vimeo competitor. So I'm starting to understand a little bit of it. You can create pages that have your videos on it instead of using YouTube if you don't want, I don't know, because YouTube is free. But yeah, if you want branded stuff to your company, I guess this makes a lot of sense. And Wistia is a pretty big one. Video is an extension of your business, so make it look that way. Tella Premium's branding tools are just a trick. So yeah, it seems like those are pretty basic features, just CTA buttons and putting it on a custom domain. I need to figure out what the use case is for this, like what flexibility I have. Is just for like one video? Can I put multiple videos? Can I put a paywall? Like what are people using this for? Coming soon. So this is an early product. Video analytics, event sharing, and 60 frames per second export. Learn who's watching. $30 a month. FAQ on the homepage. What is going on?
That one there was a violation.
This is the most violations I've seen ever. Are you guys not watching Goated Guild website teardowns? People just need to watch the goated ones. How is premium different from pro? Tella Premium. Oh, this is like one product. So there's Tella and then there's Tella Premium. That's the problem. Okay. It's not fully their fault, but they're launching on Product Hunt, and if people are going to go to that page, you got to assume people don't know what Tella is. So maybe there's a whole other part to what this is about. But this is not really a homepage, so that's not truly a violation. Because this probably is a question people ask, but this could be done visually. I think, yeah, doing it like this is not the cleanest. Tella is a screen recorder. What? Okay. I thought you're uploading videos, but these are screen recorded videos. So you can edit. Oh, so it is like Loom. Okay. I was very confused. Because it doesn't talk about that here, because they're assuming you already know what Tella is already. Yeah, especially if you're going to launch on Product Hunt, you really need to make sure people know what your main product is. You cannot assume people know what it is. I had the same thing when I launched packs for my business. It was like a new feature, but we did other merch. You got to fully explain. You got to assume this is the first time they've ever heard of your business. Because even if they have been to your website before, they don't remember. So we're going to give it a 6.7. 6.5 on the page, 6.7 on the hero. We have not cracked a 7 yet. Hopefully we do. Next up, Default. Automate manual workflows that are killing your pipeline. Spicy. I like this. I forget how I found this company. I really don't remember. Fast growing B2B teams used. This is weird that the secondary text is above the main title text. But I guess this is for workflows part of it. Fast growing B2B teams use default forms, scheduling, and workflows to convert. No, this is not about workflows. Wow. Fast growing B2B teams use defaults, forms, scheduling, and workflows to convert more leads to demos while automating manual work and reducing tech bloat. I would move this below. I like to have the call to action. I like to have some social proof. Pretty much all the elements you want in a hero are there, except for actually seeing the product. You can see that you will see it, but I'm a stickler for that. Having preview of the product in the hero usually does it. And I think the key point is you're trying to entice people to think about what they might be missing out. So like fast growing B2B teams, like, are you a fast growing B2B teams? We're not a fast growing one, but we want to be like one. So I'm curious, which ones are those? Why are you the reason why they're fast growing? Those type of things. It's a good little it's well done copy, even though it seems very simple. It's 2 sentences. What do they use? They use the forms, scheduling, workflows. Cool. Curious to know more about that. And what does that do for you? Converts more leads and automates manual work, reduce tech bloat. Cool. All sounds like useful components to this whole thing. So default, we're gonna give you the first 7 of the day, 7.6 on the Hero, pretty solid. I love the killing your pipeline. And you're like, yeah, I do identify with that. If that doesn't identify with you, you should bounce, and that's okay. Let's check out the rest of the page. They have this preview of the product. You can hover over. I like the tooltips. Kind of show you what's going on, at least on some of them. Oh wow, you can do different conditionals after people submit a form. See if they're qualified. Send messages to different people. Put some logic together. Cool. That makes a lot of sense. And then integrate with Apollo, which we also reviewed on this page. 67% faster speed to lead. Qualified inbound demos. 10 hours per week saved on manual routing. Series financial. I would use logos instead of names.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
Jesus, stop. Siri is out of control. Out of pocket, Siri. Default powers all your revenue motions. I don't really know what that means, revenue motions. It's very industry speak. Say hello to the first all-in-one platform for inbound, outbound, and self-serve go-to-market motions. Modern lead routing for fast-growing teams. ICP. I hate acronyms, as I've said a million times on here, but seems like people still want to use it. Automate manual workflows that kill pipeline. Enrichment routing. Okay. Never ask engineers for a form again. Demand gen leaders. Use default to grow pipeline, simplify qualification, dropping good leads. I mean, it seems like a pretty simple, it's like all from the forms and scheduling. I wonder if this, I mean, I guess I could use it too, but move duplicate records from Salesforce. There's just a lot of stuff. Wait a second.
Wait a minute.
10 hours per week saved on manual routing. 10 hours per week saved on manual. They have the same section twice? Something's wrong there. Did they mean to do that? It's a little weird. Integrates with your entire stack. Seamlessly connect with most of your existing tools. Default offers pre-built integrations with common platforms. Okay, good to know. Equals. We also did a review of equals recently. They should mention SOC 2 and security. I think that's like a really important piece that should always be on these pages, even if it's, you know, they got the certification, right? So powered by Vanta, another one we reviewed on this page. So they got some comparison pages. That was my next question. Sounds very HubSpot-y. So default is not a CRM. Interesting. Lead routing. Lead enrichment you can't do in HubSpot?
Come on, don't bullshit me.
I don't know about that. We've consolidated multiple point solutions for our inbound funnel at half the cost with defaults. I think that probably seems to be the more important part. This is a long checklist thing. Hey, swag up, another one. One of our favorites. Yeah, what's the pricing like?
Are you kidding me?
What is the price? Why do I have to read through all? What is the price? That's a violation. If you have a pricing page without prices,
That one there was a violation.
because the whole thing is that that's what I got from that page. That's what the social proof is saying. This is cheaper than HubSpot. Cool. Because maybe I don't need all of this stuff. Maybe it's a little bit overkill. I get it. Probably most people just need like lead routing and qualification. That's probably what most people just need. Just send me an email and I'll go through my email, or send it to me in Slack and we'll go through it and have a system. That's like enough for most teams. So I get that. But they don't have the pricing on the pricing page. That makes me think it's like gonna be expensive. What does HubSpot have? Does HubSpot have pricing on their pricing page? Yeah. That is crazy. They have some free stuff. But that's what I'd want. That comparison page should have the pricing difference for comparable features. What would I have to pay in HubSpot? That's what would convert me. I mean, I started off really liking the top of the page, the hero. This section was nice. This was cool. And then I think a lot of the stuff just seems very repetitive. And I think it's less about the features and more about the why. What types of businesses is this good for? Why this might fit into your flow as opposed to some of these. I think you need some of this comparison stuff on the homepage. So I like the page less than I like the hero. So I'm still going to give it a 7-1. I think there's a lot of stuff they can do to update these comparison pages. Because I mean, having this long list of like things to read through, like nobody wants to read through all of this. Nobody. So it's $350 a month. That's the first time I've seen the price. That's the other thing. The pricing needs to be clear if it's gonna be. Well, I guess if it's $350 a month, I guess that's why they don't want to show you. I get it, but I don't know. When I see a pricing page with no pricing, that just boils my blood. All right, Default.com. I don't think they're on Product Hunt, but give them a shout. Check them out. 7.6 on the hero, 7.1 on the page. Moving right along. You're checking out Tolstoy. Yeah. We set the standard for shoppable videos. Damn, talk yours talk.
Correctamundo.
Tolstoy is the only video commerce platform that boosts sales and enables you to reach new customers. Huh. Really? The only one? Okay.
Well, allow me to retort.
I actually don't know. I don't know if video. I mean, YouTube. There you go. They got a preview on the right with this GIF for different products. trying to understand, because it's a video commerce thing, but I'm not seeing video. Yeah, I'm not fully getting it from here, because if this is the video thing, I'm not seeing any video playing, because that would let me know a little bit more about how this works. Is this something I'm putting this on my website? This is going through different platforms. My video is shoppable in, obviously Shopify makes sense. So I'm guessing it's a widget I can put on my page and people can watch the video and then buy from it, but they're already on a Shopify page, so is it really that important? Is there some other distribution? There are a lot of questions. I think it's a huge missed opportunity to not put video on that hero, because I think that would make a lot more sense. But fonts, description is okay. Video commerce is basically all I got from this, but it doesn't say, because there's some social stuff in there, but I'm just not understanding it. So I'm giving it a 7.1. It's okay, but I'm still kind of unclear. Trusted by a bunch of brands I don't know. Third Love I've heard of. The rest of them, this weird side scrolling thing I do not love. Fenty Beauty, that's a major one. Okay, so they got the big dogs. The video revolution is here. Embrace it with Tolstoy, all-in-one video platform. And by the way, I'm only critiquing the website mostly. Shoppable videos. Capture your customer's attention and increasing conversion by integrating video feeds and stories into your e-commerce website. Automatically import videos from your TikTok, Instagram, and Google Drive accounts and tag products to create a seamless in-video shopping experience. Okay. Now I understand what you're talking about. This is one of the features that Instagram supposedly has so that you could tag products in your videos. But fun fact, Meta, in order to get access to that, if you're a platform, you need special access. And my friends that have platforms are not able to get special access. It is really frustrating because there's tons of creators that could be doing this directly in Instagram, but they cannot, because if they're not on Shopify, they're on a different platform. You can't do it. And I also don't see people using that as much as I would have expected. But I do expect those companies to try to do what Tolstoy is doing. This is the future. This is how things should have worked like 10 years ago. So I get what they're doing. On my Paco's Nail site, we also have a feed of Instagram posts and then tag them with products. So I'm in the market for those type of products. Free on the Shop app. Gain traffic and new customers by featuring your videos in front of millions of shoppers in the Shop home feed. So that's some of the distribution I guess they help with. It's official Shop partner. Only way to get your videos onto the Shop app home feed. Wow.
God damn, homie.
It's pretty big. It's pretty big, Tolstoy. On your TapCart app. Don't use TapCart, but okay. Great for on-site and off-site. Carousel, stories, widgets, landing pages. SMS campaign. Stand up for the crowd and drive sales. Okay, so there's a lot of ways you can use your video. Creator videos. I like this. They give you some examples where it can be used. The fonts and the design of this page is great. The front end engineering is awesome. 307% conversion increase.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
Tolstoy allows us to meet shoppers where they are, show them what they'd like to see, and engage them more with our brand. Tolstoy isn't just a nice to have, it's a must have. yeah, I see the value of the product. Video reviews integrated everywhere. Tolstoy comes highly recommended. So the page I think is pretty good. The product is considered very good. So we're gonna give them 7.8 on the page. It's a pretty solid page. Well designed. I think there's some UX of the flow of information and videos that I'm not fully grasping from this page. Yeah, I'm still not fully there yet in terms of the solutions and the features that I would be interested in. I probably have to delve deeper onto the product pages to do that, but in any effect, 7.1 on the Hero, 7.8 on the page. Check out Tolstoy. Go Tolstoy.com. Moving right along. 45 minutes in. Svix. Open source and enterprise ready. Webhooks as a service. Build a secure, reliable, and scalable webhook sending platform using the Svix webhook service. Interesting. Just talked to this company recently. Check them out. So they got this preview image on the right. Scan initiated. Invoice. It's going a little too fast. Lesson completed. Yeah, this is how webhooks work. Something happens and it triggers a piece of information that can be consumed by another service. It's kind of like a difference in philosophy. So you could continually ask a website like, is the invoice paid? Is the invoice paid? Is the invoice paid? And poll a place to get that information. Or you can have this system of webhooks. When invoice is paid, you send a webhook to somebody else. You set it up in advance, and then they receive it and then do whatever they do, whether they send you an email or update some data or whatever it is. I've actually don't remember seeing a purely webhooks system. I've seen kind of like notifications, which I guess webhooks could be partially used for, but I've never seen this before, so it's interesting. Backed by YC Andreessen. We reliably deliver billions of webhooks a year for companies such as Brex, important one, Clerk. I've used Clerk before. Lob, I know as well. Beehive is blowing up. Bizzabo. So they got some good logos. I think, is it just my lighting? I think it's just my lighting that's messing up the background for some of those images. But pretty easy to understand. If you don't know what webhooks are, like, this is not going to be a service for you. Like, this is really for engineers. So open source and enterprise ready. Yeah, you want to have this is something that you're going to have to rely on. So that's an important thing to call out. So this hero is pretty good. The image on the right, I mean, it could be a little bit more punchy. Not as fast, but pretty solid. 7.5 on the Hero. Well done. And what do we want to see on the rest of this page?
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
I want to understand the flow of creating a webhook, receiving one. I want to know what the purpose is for using a service like this instead of rolling your own. What are the things that engineer might not have thought of? So off the top of my head, there's probably issues of deliverability. You've sent a webhook and it hasn't been received. Do you want to do retries? Is the site down? Do you want to be able to track some of that stuff to actually know, is it being received, or are you just kind of sending it and forgetting it? So creating some of that reliability is important. Scaling Webhooks, if you're a young company, is probably very important because you probably don't have the resources to make sure that it's super reliable, especially if you have like a chat application, messaging application, where there's going to be a ton of activity early on, even with a few customers. And this might be a way to reduce your server costs, things like that. I want to hear the why of like why people use Svix. And for anything open source, I want to understand what the difference is. Like, what do I gain by using managed hosted service, and kind of what that entails. I think that's important. So let's check it out. Cardless, yeah, a lot of threads. There's a lot of YC in here. The visual style of this page feels a bit basic. Sending webhooks is harder than it seems. Webhooks require a lot more engineering time, resources, and ongoing maintenance than you would first expect. This is exactly what I was asking for. Building a secure, reliable, scalable webhook sending service is hard and time-consuming. Automatic retries, logs, monitoring, application portal, developer experience is important. Event types, message fan-out, maintenance, scalability. Svix had a level of product maturity and a brand that we were very comfortable with putting in front of our customers. Brex customers have a certain expectation of us, and we need partners that can deliver at that level. API product manager at Brex. Lob is like a full API business. So, yeah. That's interesting. And Lob's been around for a while. That's the other thing. Lob's been in the game. So, I hate side scrolling. Side scrolling is annoying. I mean, they got a lot of these. That's pretty cool. So they got like what, a little case study. Very text heavy. You need big numbers on these case studies. But cool, they have some big customers. I think some people are going to scroll right past this. They're not going to see all of these. So I'd be curious if they have any analytics on that part. Take a guided tour of the Svix webhook service. Tom, the CEO, demonstrate how easy it is to get started.
Hello, and welcome to a quick run-through of the Svix webhook service. This is how it looks like once you sign up. Let's just go through the onboarding wizard. Let's get started. The first thing we'll do is create a consumer application. A consumer application defines where your messages are sent to. Usually, you would want one application for each of your customers. Let's copy that and paste it in the terminal. And that's it. We've created our first application. The second step is to actually send a message to that application. In this example, we'll use the automatically generated identifier from the previous step. Though when creating an application, we can use whatever identifier we want and use it interchangeably with the automatically created one for a fully stateless experience. So you don't need to save any Svix identifiers in your database, don't need to change any schemas. You just set whatever you already have. The second thing is to pass
not watching all of that. But cool. If I was already convinced I want to use this, I'd probably watch a little bit more, but we're just trying to check out basics of the website. Loom is fine. They probably could do, there probably is a scenario where a product person might not be super technically savvy, but you could convince them of some of these things. And it's a curious thing. I wonder how many kind of just like bigger product folks would be the person to bring this into a business and say, hey, maybe we should think about doing things this way. But I'm assuming it's mostly developers and CTOs. But it's something to think about because they might be able to do a more higher level why webhooks hosting part designed for developers. It's always good to see this. Always good to see different languages. It's very important. People like seeing stuff in their own language or language they're comfortable with. Security and compliance, very, very important. Glad they have that set up as well. I just really don't like the fonts on this page and the amount of text. Just like the format of these things is a little annoying. Postman, we did t-shirts for them back in the day. For Cell, I'm a user of open source software. Cool, it's on GitHub. Svix makes it possible to inspect and replay webhooks, making a great developer experience, both you and your customers. That's the kind of stuff like these are probably helpful, but I want these to be in the context of these different problems. Like I want to say application portal, and then somebody that uses the application portal explains. That's kind of a new thing I really like seeing. The problems are attached to the social proof. So Brex uses it because of maybe it's the deliverability or scalability, and you feature all of those and you have people backing up that it's a real issue and they solved it with your product. That kind of closes the loop for people. App portal. Yep, I guess be helpful to see, okay, this endpoint is failing a lot, or we're having issues with this. Maybe we need to change something in our DevOps. Cool, they have standalone app portal. Okay. Unlock full transparency of any webhook service you use, even if they don't use Svix. Inspect, test, and debug webhooks right from your browser. Okay. What was that company? RunScope? I feel like they had some elements of this, right? Was it RunScope? Yeah, it's like the monitoring of your APIs. So I think maybe they could take a little bit of kind of feedback, inspiration from them. I believe they got bought, so I don't know what their deal is. But anyway, documentation, README. Love me some README. Shout out to Greg. FAQ on the homepage.
That one there was a violation.
Nope. Never enjoy homepage FAQs. This is like the fourth one. I think like the majority of sites we saw today have FAQs on the homepage. It's just, this is something important because this is a little bit, at least to me, it's kind of a newish concept of webhooks as a service. And if that's going to be something important to be explained, which I do think it is going to be a frequently asked question. It should get the same time and attention as this customizable app portal. Like, if we're judging stuff that's of importance, customizable app portal is definitely less important than what is webhooks as a service. Because you might have to convince even some of these developers, like, I can just set up webhooks myself. Why do I have to use webhooks as a service? Like, yeah, you're going to have to explain that more than you have to explain that you have a customizable app portal. Because I think people probably aren't going to be using the portal that much. They want to test stuff, maybe in that phase where they're still testing stuff. But once they have things flowing, it's more about reliability. It's like, is it breaking down? That kind of stuff. Like I said before, I think this is a relatively young company, but their page is built out, and I think it's something I'm realizing, that just having a lot of pages explaining different components and parts of the business, use cases, developer section, SDKs, API reference, docs, quick start. You've built out all of the areas. I just think it needs like a little design refresh, maybe formatting things a little bit differently. But we gave a 7.5 on the Hero. Page is also like a 7.8. I think they have all the components to have a beautiful site. It's just a little visually not great, and I hate this side scrolling thing because it's hiding like the best content on the page. And this quick run through is okay, but I think there's better visual ways to show it than a Loom. That might work for developers, but I think for other people in the organization, which I'd probably just talk to some of their customers and figure out who the decision makers were. I'm assuming most of them are going to be developer focused, but I do think that this is something that a product person might be able to bring into a business. But something to think about. So 7.5 on the Hero, 7.8 on the page. That is Svix. Svix.com. 4-letter domains. Pretty baller. Well done. Next up. Last but not least, Tinybird. They have raised $38 million to transform data into real-time APIs.
$50 million? And who you think you kidnapped, Chelsea Clinton?
Don't know anything about this one. I did go to the page. User-facing analytics in minutes. In-product dashboards in minutes. Tinybird is the data platform for real-time analytics. Nice, bold statement. I like that. Ingest batch and streaming data. Query using SQL. Publishes APIs. Build fast data products faster. Nice. They have a little bit of the dashboard. Don't want my cookies.
Who told you you can eat my cookies?
Cool. Basic dashboard. So I'm just going to include this as part of the hero. Build products faster. Great. Publishes APIs. Pretty clear what they do. Ingesting data. Letting you publish them as APIs, which can be, I guess, consumed by other companies, or maybe your other teams can take that data and display it to your customers or whatever else. So that's cool. Makes sense. There's no social proof or idea of the scale of this business, so I don't really know if it's like a high scale thing or not. So I think that's a little bit missing from this. But overall, decent description. I give it a 7.4. It's pretty good. Let's see what the rest of the page has for us. Here we have Platzi, I've heard of. Cool. Vercel, obviously, pretty big. So good social proof. FanDuel Canva. They have a story for all of these? Wow. That's pretty cool. FanDuel, Canva. Sadly donate a lot of money to FanDuel. It's terrible.
That ain't cool, dude.
Yeah, FanDuel owes me some money. Real-time Tinybird system-wide performance. 24.73 million rows ingested per second.
God damn, homie.
3 gigs ingested per second. 2,000 queries per second. Latency is negligible. Tinybird gives us everything we need from a real-time data analytics platform: security, scale, performance, stability, reliability, and a raft of integrations from the Senior Director of Engineering at FanDuel. Yo. You don't even need a website. I would put this at the top. That's about, maybe because I know what FanDuel is about, and the fact that real-time performance is key to FanDuel. If FanDuel is not sending information quickly, they are losing money because the lines change constantly. So it's very important to have that. So that's a huge vote of confidence. And I would add some numbers to the scale for FanDuel if they would allow on the homepage, because this is all about scale and understanding the speed of it. That seems to be the key. Feature, unify streams, files, tables, and more. Just any event stream in real time. Load dimensions from tables and files and tables. Load batch data from warehouses like BigQuery or Snowflake. Cool. Join and enrich streams with dimensions. Cool, that's the queries. Develop faster, ship more, do it your way, build a SQL. Cool. You already know SQL. I would expect some kind of SQL builder, so people don't enjoy writing SQL. It seems a little bit antiquated to have people just like write raw SQL. in order to do stuff. I'm sure there's an AI SQL builder. I know somebody made a startup out of that for Excel. It's like, just create Excel formulas from natural language. I would expect that from this, but I guess maybe that's not part of the product yet. Seem to be focused on speed. Built on ClickHouse because speed wins. Cool. I've seen ClickHouse mentioned before. Some open source software. Canva. Cool. It's very cool. Different industries, I think, is a good way to do it. Top 10 sports betting and gaming company. Tinybird is a force multiplier. I mean, they already have FanDuel. Wouldn't they just put that up there? Top 10 global retailer. I kind of like this kind of secret. I think we mentioned it in some of the previous, I forget which previous video, but our product is so good, the companies that use us don't want us to tell other people that we're using them because we want to keep this our secret weapon. That's kind of the insinuation by putting that out there. Okay, they're in Madrid and New York. Cool. Yeah, seems like a great product. Website is well designed. Change up the visual style in a bunch of places. Social proof is there. I think they have case studies, so I don't know why they don't link to it here. They're linking to it here, which I honestly think people would scroll past and not realize that you could do that. It just so happened that and even sometimes, I guess some of them don't have a story to check out. But I think an explicit section on case studies would be good to put on the page because you need to get people to want to check out that case study. Whether it's about the use case of that particular company or it's the scale of that company or the industry of that company. I think that could be done even a section like this. But overall, this is a pretty good page. I'm going to give it, it's an 8. It's an 8.2. Pretty solid. Tinybird.Co, 7.4 on the hero, 8.2 on the page. And damn, 8 reviews, a little bit over an hour. As you can tell, this is what I do every day. So I have a lot of websites in my mind that I've seen and reviewed, even ones I didn't do all these videos of. So if you would like me to kind of analyze some of your pages in more depth, help you come up with better landing page copy, maybe some strategy on pages you should add. Should you add some customer stories? Should you add solution pages, feature pages? Talk to your customers to figure out which direction makes sense in terms of communicating what you do. Some visual elements to add, whether it's GIFs or interviews or animations. They're all things I've done for myself and consulted for other companies. So if that's interesting, check out gotoguild.com. Book a time to chat with me. As always, brush your teeth, walk in the corner. Check out gotoguild.com. Book a time to chat about product marketing for your business. Also do a little bit of BD too. I'm usually pretty capable of introducing you to good companies that might be a fit. So check us out. Denbo out.